Hello Bookfinders, it's Thursday, December 30th, and today I'd like to share with you a comment that I just noticed today right before I filmed our video. It's on the front page of our channel. I just want to read it to you in case you missed it too. It's from someone named Starberry Head, and she says, "Hello. Hi. I love your channel a lot. Oh, thank you. And I watch your videos every time a new one is uploaded. That's awesome. It's good to know that someone other than us and our moms are watching this channel." And she says, "Oh, and I'm an especially big fan of Dan and Lauren." So this week I read Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris because it was the Christmas season. I enjoy David Sedaris. It seems like a lot of people either really love him or really hate him, and it seems like this literary battle line, which is just kind of ridiculous to me. I don't love him. He's funny. I like his work, but it's not life-changing. He's never going to be a favorite author for me. But I don't hate anything that he does either. I don't get why. I think people just get really upset when someone's popular that they don't agree with, and it just gets kind of vicious. But people who hate David Sedaris, just calm down. Just calm down a little bit. And people who will crucify themselves on the cross of David Sedaris, you calm down as well. It's not that good. But it is entertaining. I laughed a few times reading this. I'm going to link a video right over here-ish, somewhere, to one of the essays from this book called 6 to 8 Black Men. It's read by David Sedaris himself, and it is hilarious. It's become kind of a holiday tradition in my house to listen to 6 to 8 Black Men by David Sedaris. And yeah, it's excellent. I mean, it's a holiday book, so you kind of only really want to read it when it is the holidays, but if that's what you're looking for, this is great. It's a collection of humorous essays or short stories. Not really short stories, just funny little things. Yeah, no, I mean, it's good. It's good. Read it. I liked it. I don't have anything else to say about it. It wasn't deep and thought-provoking. It's just kind of funny and nice for the airplane. Moving on. Okay, so questions. There's one question that someone asked, and I don't even remember who it was anymore because I've forgotten to answer it so many times, but I think it was Sarah, and it was about spoilers. And I generally don't like spoilers at all. I think that movies and books are meant to be taken in a certain order, and when you take things out of that order, the experience is different. So Twilight, for example, I feel would have been a different experience reading it if I didn't know that Edward was a vampire going into it. So yeah, and aside from that, I feel like I enjoy it more when I don't know what's coming. With Glee, I keep taking in all of the spoilers as soon as they come out and watching the preview songs and all of that stuff over and over again. But then when I get to the actual episode with it in it, it just kind of feels like, I've seen this already. I'm already tired of it, and I feel like my experience would be different if I had it in context versus seeing it all beforehand. But it's so hard to resist. So hard to resist the spoilers, but I don't like them, so I'm so conflicted. But yeah, no, generally don't like spoilers, but I have a hard time resisting the temptation. And Dan asked us about the Kindle. I also got a Kindle this year. Apparently that's what you get book kids for Christmas. That's fine. Secretly, I've wanted a Kindle or something similar to it for since they first came out. But I'm so conflicted on the issue because, Kindles aren't what good literature kids get, you know? I'm supposed to shop at independent bookstores and support the underdog and you know, read books and wear corduroy jackets and go to indie coffee shops. That's what people like me are supposed to do. They're not supposed to buy books from the man and read them on a Kindle. Kindles are for people that work in executive offices and read Dan Brown and Nicholas Sparks. That's who Kindles are for. And so I feel dirty loving it as much as I do. But there's also the part that I like books. I like the experience of an actual book. I like to hold it in my hand. I like the way books smell and the feeling of the pages, and I like being able to write in the margins and highlight and underline, which you can do on the Kindle, but it's not exactly the same. And I like having them on the shelf. I like just seeing them on the shelf and having them there. So I like that whole experience. But the Kindle is definitely convenient, because I do have some books that are only in ebook form. And this one has 3G on it, so that means that I can read Dalton at work. Sarah knows exactly why that's awesome. I think Lauren does too. But yeah, that's what I was doing yesterday, and it was excellent. So it's handy for that. I have a feeling that I'll be reading more of that sort of thing than actual books on here. Also, YA novels, I'm sure I'll read a lot of those on the Kindle, because they're the books that I tend to read one time and maybe go back to later, but I don't ever deeply love them. Also, it lets you read a book and figure out whether you like it or not. And then you can just go out and buy the book later, and you don't have to go all the way to the library or anything like that. So it's convenient, but it also makes me feel a little bit dirty, because I'm crazy like that. Dan, Ode to Kirihito has not arrived yet in the mail. When I first ordered it, I'm like, whatever, it's Christmas, it can take a while, that's fine, I'm not worried. It's still not here yet. So I will read it as soon as it comes in, I promise, but it just hasn't yet. So this month I'm going to be rereading The Lord of the Rings, which means this week I am reading The Fellowship of the Rings. Kalinda's doing this also. She's the reason that I'm doing it, and we're also all going to watch the extended editions of the movies together. So Lauren, my question for you, do you have the extended editions yet? Because the time is now. So I'm really excited about this. I haven't read the series all the way through in order for a really long time, so I'm excited. So that's happening. Okay, so my question for you this week, because it is the end of the year, some of your videos will be already in the new year in 2011. My question for you is, how was your 2010? Talk about it a little bit. Let's hear about it. For me, my 2010 was really boring, aside from meeting you guys. I kind of felt like I'm new to this city. I just moved here at the end of 2009. And when I moved here, I already knew it was going to be temporary. So my whole life this year has kind of been like a holding pattern, like just waiting for the next thing, because I knew that this was just temporary. It's like living here, it was just this extended layover. But I'm really excited. I'm moving in the end of February, and I'm getting really ready for that, because it's actually here now, like just on the horizon. And this last year, just not really interesting. I spent a lot of time in Chicago. I love Chicago. I definitely want to live there someday. It's on my list of places where I will someday be. But I am happy to get the hell out of here, because I hate this place a lot. A year was more than enough for me. I feel like no one has to live here ever. But yeah, no great tragedies occurred. Probably the highlight of the year was meeting you cool kids, because that's definitely changed my life in a lot of ways. Now I have a whole bunch of projects going on that I didn't have before, so it gives me something to do and look forward to during the week. Yeah, so that was my 2010. I'd like to hear about yours, and if you have anything big coming up for 2011. And Julia, I will see you tomorrow.